mine or another commentary channel and they use something of mine, I could just go in there because they said something not very nice about me and strike down their channel, terminate it forever.
And to put the burden of proof on the person that's being striked, regardless of whether it's like an absurd claim or not, which
such a good point. That then, like, putting the blame on the person that is being wronged is so fucked up.
72%.
You get fucked over and then YouTube are like, well, you've got to sort this out. Huh? What? What do you mean?
You could just call up a lawyer and have them just give you free advice. Like, lawyers are expensive. The fact that they are being like, just retain counsel. Are you kidding? Like, literally saying the content in our video was used. Someone that we literally didn't even know what her name was would not use her content. And yet now we are being told that we're responsible for retaining counsel to fight it.
They went on to say, we look into misuse of our copyright tools and web forms to prevent abuse. Do you? Wow. Like, what do those types of steps look like? Because this honestly seems like this is a Wild West and someone is allowed to come on this platform, someone who doesn't even use this platform, and abuse your creators who work at fucking
YouTube's like, pastel like, babe, literally.
Your platform. Our response to that one was, we're like, basically submit a counter notification, which we have. And we already have, but the fact that you are willing to issue a strike without even informing us of the actual details of the alleged infringement, actually insane. Suggests that we need to retain counsel to deal with this bullshit is disgusting and only enables this type of abuse further.
And then this reply like literally baffled me, but also made it so clear why the system is so easy to abuse. They said, it's up to the copyright owners when they send takedown notices. You can avoid this altogether by licensing the third-party content you use. Here are some best practices.
That even reminds me that they say in the recent copyright strike, the second one we got, just the contact info of the person claiming it. You can reach out to them. You think we want to reach out to fucking Janet to resolve this? Do you think that's going to be a normal?
Again, yeah, that's what's so crazy here. It's like, why is this person fucking me over, but I have to be the one to be in contact with them? Time to throw rocks. Sure. Please. Rocks, tomatoes, fucking clown emojis, everything. This is fucking psychotic. And such an abuse of the system. Wow, I've been hearing so much about this, and wow, I can't believe I haven't dived into this sooner. Fuck me, I'm so fucking on their side with this one. Shout out to them.
This bitch thinks her TikToks are art. So I'm sorry, we're not going to engage with that. And even one of my other responses to them was not making sure they are complying with the law and not actively abusing your system. Not important? Let's see.
Again, another good point. So why are you saying that I need to comply with it, but other people don't have to comply with it?
You value random unhinged lawyers who abuse your system and don't even use your platform rather than your creators. Like, how is that your priority?
I just don't understand how YouTube can be like, well, you can just like try licensing, you know, the stuff that you use. Do you understand that one of the largest categories of content that you have on this platform, this entire fucking platform, is commentary? This is one of the most watched long form content on your platform. People who have some of the largest audiences are reacting to things. This is just absurd that you'd be like, well, have you tried licensing it? That would help, right? License her 1 minute TikTok? We don't have to. That's the point.
Like, we're not using a fucking like copyrighted song. We're not tossing the movie clips. Mind-blowing that this is actually a conversation that the robots are trying to have with us.
Well, here's the thing. How can you help if you're watching this right now? We wanted to have some sort of call to action, and the only thing that we could think of is getting YouTube's actual attention. We're not talking about robots. You know, something that happened when Megan had her issue with being hacked is getting the attention of actually somebody who works there. Get on a call with us, talk to us, email us, anything. Like, we are begging. We are even urging like other creators. We know
my flash just disappeared. I don't. It's gone. It was right here. Then it left.
Any sort of commentary channel, you are at risk. Like, this is no sophisticated.
All right, time to go old
this
school.
Is you pissed off the wrong person. They are coming after you.
Megan's situation, as I said, like literally the thing that made the difference there was people like Shane Dawson and Gigi Hadid being like, excuse me, guys, you see this? And they're like, oh shit, yeah, let's see it. I guess we can deal with it now. Didn't deal with it until they had to. Like, so pressured into responding.
That's a really good point.
People were bringing it up, including creators, and actually they were like, hey, sorry. Because that's the thing is, I don't think there's people there like willfully ignoring what's going on and being like, they're wrong, we don't think they're in the right here. It's that
the system is so overrun by like AI and robots, not to sound like that person, that it probably isn't on their attention. But that's not an excuse.
No,
I better stop playing. I'll end up fucking spilling there or some shit.
So many people raise concern about it.
And again, we know that this content's going to be restored. We're not worried about that. What we are worried about is that our channel's in actual jeopardy because someone is allegedly abusing the system, and they're allowed to do so because there is so many holes in this system. This cannot be fill out this form, take down this channel, and then once we take it down, then we'll look into it and see, you know, we'll see what happened there. No, in my opinion, if your content is copyrighted, right, actually copyrighted, not just like I made it, like yes, okay, there's technical like IP IP stuff there. But we're talking like actual copyrighted content that you license. You should have a license, right? There needs to be something in place for YouTube to actually monitor this, or like a filter of some sort where you can't just put in a TikTok. That's not what we're asking you. We're asking you, how do you own this? Like, literally, do you have a license? To say that this is frustrating, disappointing, it's such an understatement. I feel helpless. Again, I guess, overestimated YouTube.
I think I draw arms too short. Is that my problem?
Again, they know that this is fair use, and they deemed it as such, or they said they believed it.
That's the craziest thing, that YouTube literally, with this specific case, have deemed it fair use. But it's being abused so much that it's like this flip-flop.
Use, but then just allowed someone to come and...
Who's the one being fucked over? The Do We Know the podcast?
She's allowed to issue like multiple attempts. That should alone be flagged as like, this is a little weird. Why is this person going so hard for this video?
I'm not even joking. This has upset me to the point where, like, I told Lily before this, I'm like, can we say her name? Like, that's the point where I'm at in my head. And Lily's like, of course we can. Well, of course we can a week ago. But we have 2 strikes on us. This is the type of woman that will come in, and I don't even know that she won't right now, and strike us again, and we're done. And YouTube will allow that to happen. Will it come back? Yeah. Do I think that even if we did get taken down, that could get reversed? I do. But do I also believe that YouTube's system would allow her to take down our entire channel just because we're talking about her? Even though that's freedom of fucking speech? I do. So I don't know what's going to happen after we post this.
Oh, this
but
one?
That's why I'm saying, if you can tweet YouTube, please do. If you're a creator that's willing to talk about this, please do. Because we don't know if our fucking channel's gonna be here next week.
It was to the point that I literally told Jesse, it was like, just to be safe, I'm gonna go back and private our initial video that we ever made on Lauren the Mortician, because that's the client of hers that really has sent all of this spiraling. Because 3 strikes and you're out. So if Janet wanted to, apparently, she could have gone back and claimed that we used Lauren's TikToks in our original video and claimed those.
Was the camera
it would have been
angle?
wrong, and we eventually would have gotten it reinstated because it's fucking fair use, Janet. But we were literally like, oh my god, is that what she's trying to do here? Because again, there's no way in hell, in my opinion, that Janet is actually upset that we used her TikTok. This is a strategic, like, bullying method that she's using. And
The use of power to silence them.
and whether that is to be a word that I will not say right now, or if it's to financially, I don't know what she's trying to do, because it's fucking insane. I wouldn't put it past her though, if she was just trying to literally get our channel taken down and penalize us for talking not positively about her client, which is insane.
Oh,
It's
did
like,
someone
literally
text me?
cannot do
us
that.
like begging YouTube to do better, because although in 10 days, I have to say, can get
Sorry
your video
about
taken down,
that.
if they do so 3 times in a row, that channel is going to be taken down. Yes, will it be reinstated? Sure. But you are letting it be known that your system can be abused.
And that you prioritize random people over the creators that literally are the backbone of your entire company. Not to say
Sorry
we are
about
personally the
that.
backbone, but like,
No.
I'm trying to check a
yeah,
text.
if you're gonna
and-
trust random people that are submitting false claims
My phone
over
went
any of your
haywire.
creators, that's a problem.
I do understand that some people need to protect their copyright content that they spend their time making. I support that. I think that if someone re-uploaded our podcast, would it piss me off, like completely just re-uploaded it and I would probably strike it? Yeah, I would. That is why those systems are in place, for people who steal content, not for commentary channels, not for people who are using their freedom of speech to talk about people who are abusing systems like this. Like, that's literally the fact that we were here to talk about her abusing these systems, and we have these creators that...
Again, that is the part of this that's really crazy. This initial thing started about a conversation of abusing said system. And somehow, in an attempt to bring awareness to the system being abused, the system is being abused. And that's okay. And just, like, allowed to happen. Because that's normal. Okay. Chat is on one tonight. My goodness, look at all these spamming of emojis. Can we get some festive ones at least? Fucking, I don't even know what these, is this skunk? Bitch, can we get some festive ones? Whatever happened to the festiveness? It's December, come on. Jesus, the fuck is going on in chat?
that were being targeted by Janet, allegedly, we had them come to us and be like, thank you, because we're being fucking silenced on our platforms. And then she swoops in and silences us.
It's so frustrating because then also that, like you said, these creators that we have talked about even in the last episode that just got striked, Cody, for example, she literally was striking content on Cody's Instagram that was Cody writing text on a screen. That's the level of petty that Janet is willing to stoop to try and silence people. Also, something that we were going to cover.
And why aren't these people being punished for their abusing said system? Like, it's people will abuse a system, and the people that they're like abusing will be punished, but then when things get reinstated, the original person does not get any sort of punishment.
But Jesse was honestly nervous, even though it has zero chance that it has any ownership by Janet.
We're throwing stuff at Janet. Oh, okay.
To flag it. I don't know if you guys have seen, but the two calls to the police made by Lynn the mortician and Janet to request a wellness check, meaning have police go to someone's house. Those are innately dangerous to begin with, especially honestly if you do think the person needs it, like that usually escalates it to be more dangerous. But basically the calls have been released where they're requesting that on a creator named Kitty who spoke badly about Lauren the mortician. And these two women, oh my god, we're gonna link the calls below. It is absolutely the most egregious abuse of power by Janet, who throws around that she is an officer of the court and feels obligated to be doing this. Oh my god, you are absolutely unhinged and unethical and the worst lawyer that I've ever seen in my life.
Allegedly.
No, confident. That's correct, but that's factual. I've never seen a worse lawyer, I don't think.
Imagine that we do this, right? We're here talking about this again. We're pushing, we're standing up for ourselves. We're saying, no, fuck you. And there is a knock at our doors, both of our fucking doors. And it's Jeanette Braun calling the police saying that we're mentally unwell because we're obviously like upset in this video, whatever. That is the level that she went to get Kitty to shut up, okay? This is why we're talking about this. There are more Janets out there. They need to know that this is not acceptable on this platform, on any fucking platform. She is willing to go crazy, unethical, illegal, allegedly, lengths to get people to stop talking about her and her clients.
That she also then defends. So Janet, in the comments on her TikTok, has repeatedly defended calling a wellness check on Kitty, which I would like to point out. It almost would be more reassuring to know that Janet's just stupid and like doesn't understand things. Like you said, I think she's being purposely obtuse for all of this. Like, I don't think she's stupid and just thinks that all of this stuff is happening, but I want to throw it out there that if you're not familiar with Kitty, she's a creator that one Google search will pull up multiple articles where it says this woman's Traumatize the Men series is truly giving creepy guys a taste of their own disgusting medicine. Kitty runs an account that is very obviously rooted in satire, and she does often reference things like drinking blood or eating organs or various like demonic symbolisms. And oh my god, you guys, that is what Lauren the mortician and fucking Janet, I guess, I don't know if Janet's really directly said this, but Lauren the mortician has explicitly said this in her TikTok that she posted. They describe that Kitty's behavior is erratic and unhinged and like,
Again, it's very, very, very scary that things like this can be abused. And also the like wellness checks and stuff. I had this shit happen with me with the Colleen situation last year. It was one of the main reasons I moved away from my apartment back then. But it's just so scary that like people can do that and they are listened to. Like, what do you mean you're being listened to in that instance? Like, and it is so important. And huge props to Lily and Jesse for also raising awareness for this sad other person as well. Like, that brings roasting Janet over an open fire. It's crazy to me just that your content can be like tongue-in-cheek or satire or whatever like that. And you can have people abuse the police system to give you a wellness check, even if you're being ironic online or playing a character online, or even if you're not. It's just an invasion of fucking privacy.
so clear that she's having a mental crisis. Those are the words that they use in the calls that they make, which Kitty has posted. So again, we're linking those below. A mental crisis is what they cite, and they say that she just seems unwell and
She's blackmailing people. She's threatening people.
Here's the thing though, Lauren in her TikTok relies very heavily on she's talking about organs and drinking blood. Then you'd think though, when you hear the phone call, that that would be what Lauren's talking about. There's no mention of that in the phone call. Do you know what there is mention of? That she's on Reddit.
Yeah, she's on Reddit. She's blackmailing people. She's just
Extortion.
acting unwell. I'm really concerned, but they don't mention anything about organs. Nothing about drinking blood. That was something that allegedly Janet and Lauren came up with after to kind of like cement their reasoning for calling this wellness check. Even Gabby Egan echoed this and said, well, if someone was talking about eating organs and stuff, I would call it. Nobody mentioned that on the police call.
And also, do you know what wasn't mentioned in the police calls? Any single specific reference to this alleged blackmail or extortion or this erratic.
It's so scary that this can happen.
Any of the things that they were listing, and honestly, it was just so enjoyable to listen to because the operators were so over their bullshit.
One of the operators actually asked Lauren the mortician if she had heard this person say, Kitty, that she was going to hurt herself. And Lauren had this long ass pause and was like, no.
Like she was looking for a way to say yes without lying,
But she couldn't.
because she knows that there was absolutely zero reason she should be calling this in. Honestly, this wellness check situation I think is one of the grossest things of all this entire scenario, this whole saga. That is such a just misuse of resources, and like, why are you wasting people's time? Why are they calling a wellness check and then complaining about blackmail and extortion? Like, call the fucking police and file a report then if you think that they're blackmailing you. I believe Lauren even says that it's not blackmail towards her, like in the phone call.
Well, because she's trying to pretend it's not her calling. She says she wants to remain anonymous. But my thing is like, these phone calls were given to Kitty. She has every right to use them. They're not property of Jeanette or of Lauren the mortician. Yet I literally told Lily, like, I'm not going to put those on screen when we have 2 strikes, because even though it is not her property, I literally think because it's her voice, like, she thinks her voice is copyrighted or something. I have no fucking idea, but I know.
Again, it's really scary because it's like, what are the limits? What can you show? What can you talk about? What's fair use? What's their
I
property?
don't know,
What's
white
copyrighted? What's not
pastel?
copyrighted? It opens up a very dangerous conversation of, well, again, it's like what I'm saying, like, does that mean that I can get striked? Look, I have Brad up there.
I use crayons.
Copyright,
I already
you know
used
what I mean?
pastels.
God, huge props to them for exposing this.
Unethical lengths to silence people. And I've seen a lot of people discussing like whether or not, because full disclosure, I have reported Jeanette to the bar in Illinois and Texas. It is something that anybody can do, so I did utilize those resources because I do think that she is using her law degree in an unethical fashion to pressure people into not speaking about them. I do think that that's fucking wrong.
One of the aspects of the call that bothered me so much is that she literally volunteers the information. She goes, I'm an officer of the court and I feel obligated to report this.
Yeah, that's what she does. She wields it around as a weapon. And I don't know if anything will be done. You know, I've seen people talk about whether there's a basis on our argument or like whether she can actually be held accountable or disbarred even. And the overwhelming sentiment is like, well, I don't know if like the copyright thing is enough. Like, it's just kind of her abusing these systems, if that's enough to like actually get her disbarred. But this wellness check, her doing this and citing that she's
Such an obnoxious abuse of your profession.
a lawyer and
To use that to your advantage.
in this way in order for them to be quiet is insane.
Good night, Chloe.
To her request for the wellness check, that was like a power move to be like, I'm a lawyer, so you should listen to me.
I
It's
think
like,
this is far beyond unethical. I think there is pieces of this that are flat out illegal. Like, I do feel like she has overstepped legal boundaries at the very least.
that includes the stuff that we are aware of. What the fuck is she doing behind the scenes? Because I dare
Or that people are too scared to talk about her.
crossed several ethical lines at best.
Because again, this would have been very easy for them to not talk about because they have one more strike. But they did, so how many people are on that final strike where it's just not worth it? And how exhausting is that people have to deal with this bullshit?
And legal lines at worst.
Allegedly. But yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. We have 2 strikes on our channel. We do not know if this will cause her to strike us again, even though we have shown nothing of her. We're not even showing her face, not even showing a screenshot of her profile, but we don't put it past her to strike us for speaking about her.
And we also don't know if we are going to be going to court over even the first strike, because that's what we're waiting to get is a court order
I think
from
it should
her,
be
bringing
lower.
us to court over the use of, I remind you, her 1-minute TikTok where she's not on screen. It is a voiceover over the TikTok terms and conditions, which we are commentating on.
And full disclosure, if she does take us to court,
We're going.
yeah, I feel like at this point we've decided that we'll go. Will we need to crowdsource money? I don't know. Keep an eye peeled for our GoFundMe. But like, at this point, this seems so far beyond even us.
It's so unfortunate that they are in the...
Obligated beyond us. Like, this is not even about that. It's just like, this is wrong.
I mean, if you guys have followed us for a while, you might be familiar that we do tend to have a strong sense of justice, you might say.
It tingles. It really does. And we start getting like so worked up and angry and we text and voice
Visceral
note, like,
reaction.
like, it just feels, when you've been wronged, to just accept that and sit down and be like, well, you know what? It's easier, because it is easier to just not deal with this and to be like, okay, those strikes will get removed. We don't need to talk about her or her clients to continue on this channel. We could have gone on here and talked about Selena Gomez and that whole bullshit she's doing.
Then the fact that it's happening because we talked about her doing the exact thing that's trying to silence us. No, sorry.
I honestly feel like if we allow this, and let's say she does provide a court order, we're just like, okay.
Because that's what this person Janet wants, which is to get you to stop talking. Because if you're going to keep talking about, yeah, I'm going to keep giving strikes, then what? Your channel's gone. Fucked up.
Down, we'll just leave it down, no problem. If we allow that to happen, we are going to be stepped on time and time again, because that is what our channel is. We are reacting and commentating on things every week. I mean, literally every video we've ever uploaded on our channel has something that someone could pull a Janet on, and that is not okay.
And furthermore, it's enabling people like Janet and Janet herself to keep doing this, and to also then enable her clients to think that this is an appropriate use of power and that they're not doing anything wrong and that this is all totally ethical and it's fine. No, it's not. I'm sorry if you're doing problematic stuff and you don't want people talking about it, then maybe you shouldn't do problematic stuff. People can talk about you, and unless they are literally stealing your content to profit off of it, no, this isn't a real thing.
And again, I mentioned this in one of our videos that's now currently being taken down, so I'll just repeat myself. I have had content made on me that I believed to not be correct. I believed it to be defamatory. I believed it to be wrong. And all you can do, or all I felt I could do, is just like, you know what, I'll say my side of it, and then that'll be that. Like, you either address something and move on, whatever. All these creators that have hired her and are being such cowards, in my opinion, to be like, you can't talk about me in XYZ situation. You can't talk about me and be mean and use my picture, okay? Yes, we can. And yes, anybody can. Welcome to the fucking internet. And you have messed with the wrong community, because we speak our fucking truth here. We talk about things. That's literally what we do. And you're messing with the community and saying you can't speak. Yes, we fucking can.
What's the analogy? Medusa, when you cut off one of her things, then two grow. That's what's gonna happen. You can't just like play whack-a-mole and keep silencing
That's a
people
Hydra.
and think that it's never gonna have any repercussions. Because guess what? Some people are not gonna take kindly to your bullshit, such as
Yeah, all in all, we'll stop now because I know it's a lot. It's just...
Okay, let's leave it there and let's talk about it. Again, it is so important, and huge shout out to Jesse and Lily for talking about this, because it's important that when creators go through something like this, that they continue to talk about it, no matter how scary that is. And wow, I'm really invested in this saga now. I know I'm super late on it, but fuck. And again, I'm like, who hires these type of lawyers? Like, how unethical do you have to be see this and be like, I want her as my lawyer? And also, it's just super scary that people can abuse this, like, hiding behind a lawyer to do the shadiest activity ever. They've gone to court now, there's more. Well, don't worry, I'm gonna be catching up on it. Don't worry, I'm gonna be catching up on it. Oh my god. Okay, we'll leave it there. Shout out to Jesse and Lily, go over and support them. Oh my goodness. Oof.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver.
Back around the age of, what is it, The Color of Friendship, when they would tackle a lot of heavy stuff.
I appreciate it. I was genuinely surprised by how much depth that movie had.
Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live. Today we're hopping back into Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. My name's Ash, world-renowned gamer who catches everything and doesn't miss a thing, and is super talented at all gameplay mechanics. That's me. Yes, today we're going back into Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, where we left off on last week's live stream. We were about to go in to presumably fight the Doctor. So, I think we are coming into this episode swinging in that regard, but we got a lot last time, right? We saw what seemed to be a bunch of the Doctor's organs in these giant vessels hooked up to the like digital computer CCTV system, which was pretty cool. We got lost in various labyrinths and mazes, exploring the various experiments of the Doctor. We found a green Huggy Wuggy, which was quite fun. So there is that as well. I ran from Baba Chops for a very long period of time, but somehow didn't die, which was very fun and cool. There's also been a lot of death in this chapter, really. Like, we already lost Yarnaby, we lost Pianosaurus. Like, there seems to be corpses of the smiling critters all over the place. Now I'm kind of worried if they're gonna be okay. Or presumably about to fight the Doctor and maybe kill him off. So it seems like we're meeting a lot of characters and then they're just kind of immediately dying. And I don't know how I feel about that right now, but I am excited about just the general, like, storytelling that's happening here in terms of, you know, the overall narrative and the character arcs. So hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of that. Without further ado, let's hop, skip, and jump right into this thing, shall we? All right. I'm gonna press the continue button, and then we'll see how far we get, and then we'll do the wrap-up portion of the series. Oh. Okay, we're back a little bit. So I have to go up here. Hello. Difficult choices. True. No, I don't want to do a moral dilemma right now. Yes, I have to go up because chat told me to. Okay. Whee! Yep, and I will. Yahoo! Bum 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 bum. Then I crouch and I close the vent on myself and I go in anyway. I see what you did there, Harley. That's a joke, because you're the doctor. Alright, scan you up. Make sure there's nothing obvious I'm missing up here. I go through this door. Whoa! Okay. Cannot go through that door, however. We just need to see that this is an observatory room. Where you control things, and you observe. Alright, fine by me. Oh, interesting. And not... Oh, it's still paralyzed. Golly. Duh, all the electricity coming out of it. Auto save. It's really difficult to make out. Wait, no, no! I meant to go over there. Shoot! Ah.
Beyond this place. Does it talk? A wimpy little power lifts its head beneath the shadow of the master's raised foot. For whom does that bell now toll?
If no one comes in at like
What's wrong
26.
with you and pet talk,
Oh,
Doc?
bye.